Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it is a lovely frosty morning here in Longford. But that presents its own issues, as you may remember. I don't think it was last year, it was the year before, when we get frost. And it is currently -4. And when I checked the forecast on Monday, Tuesday, it was saying today was only supposed to be a low of maybe -1, 0 degrees. Not too bad. When we get to -3, -4, that's when we start getting problems. Less than -4 is when we start to get the bigger problems. So we have to go into the farm now and check to see, have all the cattle got water? There is the possibility that some of them may not. And then it's bowsers and drinkers and messing and a lot of messing. The beet we have to get sorted, because the beet, once you get past -2 or that, the beet will start to rot on the top of the pit where the beet freezes, and when it thaws, more when it thaws out. And then that's the other side of it. There's no sign of any warmer. It's going to stay below 5 degrees for the next week in my long range forecast, going as low as -4 most nights. So we have to get the beet insulated. So we have to get bales of straw, and we have to scatter straw on top of the beet. Very fun job. Haven't had to do it in quite some years. We'll go see who has water, who hasn't water, and fingers crossed everyone has some water. Fun fact, just in case there's people who maybe aren't aware of it. You put something under cover in a shed, your windows do not frost. Stay dirty, but don't frost. You park them out of the shed, and your windows are frosted. Or turn on the telly for her. Ooh. And let it warm up and defrost itself, because I won't be able to drive it currently. I can't see out the windows. So just leave that running with the heater on, warm up and defrost itself. That should have been put in last night. There's our beet. So when we get that far, we get the feeding and all that done first. We'll check cattle out. Straw on top of that. Something I forgot I had done, which should be a big help to water, is I was filling the beet washer last night, so I just left the tap running in it. It's nearly full, so it's not too bad. But if I stop speaking, you should be able to see like the fog of steam rising off the water. I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe the camera's picking up, but you can see a fog off it. And that's because that's well water coming up out of the ground. So it's at a standard temperature, I don't know what it is, 10 degrees or something like that. It's something like that, and it's always the same temperature on frosty weather when it comes out. Sometimes you'll actually touch it if your hands are really cold from the day. You can touch the well water and you're like, oh, this is actually warmish. Like, it feels warm compared to the temperature you're at the minute. Because that water is running, it'll also mean that the water from that point to the well is flowing, so that it'll keep more tracks of water open, because flowing water takes more to freeze, or a lower temperature to freeze. So that could save some hassle for us today. I think this drinker's alright. Yep. We got flowing water there. That's the heifer's fine. I don't know what it is, but a lovely, crisp, frosty morning. The place just looks nicer, and everything just feels better. Just, I don't know what it is about a nice, crisp, frosty morning. Just, yeah. Everyone just seems better. This one looks like it could let me down, because there's the water pipe there. It comes up out of the ground in a loop. It's just fed along the back of the shed there, but it's only just underground. This does not look promising. No. What other things with the water, that the pipe is this side of the shed? Whatever about if we got 4 or 5 degrees of temperature, if the sun got at the pipe, that had nearly thawed out itself. But the problem is, we're on the north side of the farm. The sun has risen over that side of the shed, and the sun will set over that side of the shed. So there'll be no sunlight getting here. That's unlikely to thaw out. So there is water in it, so you're not going to be stuck for right now. But when we get the feeding done, we get that done, we're going to have to figure out something. We'll have the bowser, and I'll be able to fill the bowser because the sprayer tank is full. So there's 10,000 litres of water in it. So if all comes to all and we were literally froze from the pump up, we'll have 10,000 litres of water. After that, then we'd either go to the river or the canal to get water for livestock. Gotta be careful, no bangers out here and it could go off. But yeah, that's one drinker frozen. Tap here is frozen anyways. Oh, yeah. We were planning on picking up a new power washer today and getting it set up there, but it's kind of pointless now because we've no running water. Wait for that to happen. We'll check. These guys have water. No water there. No water. Nope. Not looking great here now. But the calving boxes are out. Yeah. So the calving boxes where we have 18 cattle in there is out of water. So we're going to figure something out there now. They'll be harder done with the concrete barrier with no real way of getting a drinker into them. Heifers here should be fine. Yeah. Heifers of water. I also know the bullocks or bulls in the timber shed, so not the calving box, but the next timber shed, they have water, because if I have water anywhere else, that means I have water there, because it goes from the well to the houses and to the centre of the yard there, and then it spurs out from there to the rest of the farm. So let me check the bulls, the boys. Don't mind me. Banger's working anyways. So have we water? Bulls of water. That's good now. I was expecting, because the last time this happened, last time we kind of made a video where the water had gone. These guys were the only guys who didn't have water. Everyone else had water. So that's good. That is good. There must have been a use of water throughout the night, just enough to keep the water flowing, to keep them guys with water. So that means in the home farm, 2 sheds, pen and Wainlands down there, and then the bullocks here. So we'll get feeding done. There's no demand on water yet, maybe except for them because they have nipple drinkers. But there's no demand on water just yet. We'll get the feeding done first, and then we tackle our water issues here. We also have to go to the out farm and check there, but that should be alright because it's all insulated pipes. It was all insulated before we got there, so fingers crossed. That's as good. Right, come on geese, out you go. They go out for their daily wander. Also, can't forget the small stock, the piggies who are here. We should have, yeah. You can actually notice the difference. No, it does smell in here because it's pigs, but the heat in here compared to out there. This is in the insulated roof from when Ireland was in it. But you can physically feel the heat walking in there, walking outside. But yeah, that I keep in there, so they have water anyway. So small stack is water, just them 2 pens of guys. It's warm in here. So the windows are defrosted, so it's been 15 minutes-ish. Just pushing in and that. Another problem you can have in the cold weather, now thankfully it's not too big an issue, some machines have it, some machines don't, is start getting machinery to start. A new telly's fine, all the tractors are fine. The 2725, when we go to bed the cattle later, that'll be an issue. It'll take a bit of going to get it going, it always does. So it's going to take a couple of goes of heat. For those of you that don't know what I mean by heat, so when you, in most vehicles, I think nearly every vehicle, maybe not petrol, maybe it isn't petrol, I don't know, but anyways, to heat it, it's on diesels anyways, you turn the key on the ignition, you turn it to a point just before you actually start cranking over, turning over the engine, and what it does then is it's heating a glow plug inside the inlet manifold, warming it up, and then when you turn the key it squirts in diesel into that, which pre-ignites fire going into the cylinders, which then helps get it going. That's what it does. So definitely do it on 2725. The old telly is getting a bit slow to start. Might need a new battery. It's it's getting really bad in cold weather. And the gator, it practically just doesn't start in cold weather. It's kind of an issue with them gators, because the heater plugs that's on them only last, for that specific model, only last a very short amount of time. I got told about it too, so it's, yeah, if you don't have it parked in the shed and you don't have a bit of the snuff with you, that you could turn it for half the day and it will not bloody start. Anyways, we'll go get diet feeding. So just have the first diet feeder full, but the 6290's heater isn't working very well. So you can see the sun just behind the old loading shovel there. It's defrosted the windscreen. You can see Liv's handprint there, but it's done a wee bit, so I just have to wipe these off for her. Happy woman? So, we'll get first diet feeder in, and then we get moved on. Next diet feeder, then we go to the out farm. Liv was going there at the last feeder, so it doesn't take too long to get 2 feeders in. It's up on the bale and roller, and we get geared up to go to the out farm with beet and barley and check the bullocks out there. And we're up on the new farm now, so I'll get into the pens to check the drinkers, but it's still freezing out of the sun. Where the sun is, it has thawed out. You can see there by just looking at the grass. Wherever the sun has touched has thawed. Wherever the sun hasn't touched hasn't thawed, and probably won't thaw. The temperature currently, looking at me Sun Crop Weather Station, it went as cold as -4.2, and that was this morning, because when we got up this morning it was -4, so it got colder than that after we got up and I looked at it. It's 2.3 degrees. You can see there. I'd say we have water in here. So I do. As you can see, where that bit of lagging is gone, but there's pipe is lagged. It's underground from the pump to the edge of the shed where it comes up out of the ground, and then it's lagged. Yeah. I can hear it pumping there. If we've water here, we've water the other side. Happy days, we'll have water. So we don't have to worry about these. It's just the 2 sheds at home to look at, so we get these guys fed up. You can see the lads there at the back all standing in the sunlight, chewing their cud, taking in some of the warmth. There's space for them-ish to push in to get food if they wanted, but no, stand in the sunlight, keep warm. And that's them fed. And I think, can we say, Liv, we've nearly got it right, or maybe? So we're on our 3rd week with the bale handler. If you just go dead centre and just throw it left and right as you go down, it just doesn't throw it right up against the barrier, but they're still able to reach it and get it. The debate now is whether we stick with 2 or go to 3 bales a day. That's what we're humming and hawing at, but doing a pretty good job. Still on demo. I assume it'll be going back next week. I did ask and they said to hang on to it into the 1st week of the new year. I think they're waiting to see can they get a second-hand one in, or what's the price on the new one. I didn't even ask what the price on this is. I was more interested in a second-hand one. I just know it's big money. So right, we'll go check the ones on the bullocks out in the middle of the farm. So we're just out with the bullocks, so there's 2 out in this paddock. Still a bit of grass here, but still stuff there. And then the rest of them then are out on the big field, so they're running on 2 here. So this one out to that gap and then onto the big 28 acres out there, and I think there's 10 acres here. Keep these out, we keep space, reduce space and manure capacity in the yard by keeping these guys out, and then these guys will go in after we basically get a pen of animals killed. And that's kind of the theory with this year anyways. So far so good. I don't think there's any need for silage yet, is there? If it snows, there is snow forecast for the end of the week, the weekend. So if we do get snow, we'll have to bring out stuff because they won't have any grass. We won't be able to get the grass to eat it. Current forecast is over 10 centimetres of snow between Saturday and Sunday. So if that does fall, we'll definitely need to bring it out. As I said in the last video, you know when cattle are annoyed out of grass or out of water, or there's something up with them, because they'll come bawling when they see you. They could not care less. They're happy out. So that is the daily jobs done. So we'll go back to the yard and we'll go see can we sort out her water situation. Now, the reason we didn't sort it first thing in the morning is because it has warmed up. The sun is out. I'm half expecting the timbers, the calving boxes to have regained water because the sun should get out. The other shed maybe not so much, but we'll go home and we'll sort that out. We don't have to bring silage here till the weekend if it snows. It was to snow today. That was the forecast at the weekend, but that changed. We have a lovely day here today. See you tomorrow. We're just at the calving boxes. There's an animal drinking. Yeah, so that's thawed out. So the sun, as you can see with me squinting, is coming lovely this side. And each one of these, because this was all calving boxes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 calving boxes in this timber shed when they used to be cows. We took all out, took out boars, put these in. There's 7 of them drinkers. And each one of them, the pipe goes down into the ground and then connects to the central drinker in that shed where the connection point is. Well, that says it anyways. No water. Water, no. Right, we'll have to go find a drinker. I think we've 2 of them. I know there's a small one. I think we've another one of them in the yard there from the last time. So we'll find one with a ball cock. We'll have the pipe on the bowser. So it's literally just put in the drinker in the passageway and then just back the bowser down. That's water for them sorted. So we'll leave this here for tonight. This is connected as hooked up. Tomorrow when we pull this out to feed them and push in and that, we'll fill this tank up again and then back in when the feeding is done and give them the water. Because the reality is that because that hasn't unthawed today, the likelihood is it's going to stay frozen till we get temperatures north of maybe 5 degrees. Then it might thaw. Purely because the sun does not get to the back of the shed, so it cannot get the thaw. Next job to do to prepare for tonight's -4 is get some straw on the beet. Two bales left up, and I don't even know if they're going to be enough on it. Bro's just going with a load of grain there in the 99. Still that grain. That's what Father Phil and Bro spending Christmas at. And you can still see the sheet there hasn't got it's waving it there. The sheet there hasn't got the sun today. So the plan is to cut the twines and start putting it leaf by leaf and cover the entire pit. The reason why is once you get past -2. After -2 is where we start having issues. The beet will freeze when it thaws. It kind of breaks down and starts to rot. And putting the straw on top is like a layer of insulation. It's like having the teleporter in the shed. It just keeps the frost off it, keeps it from doing harm. Because if we lose the beet on top and that starts to rot, as we get further and further back, more and more rotten beet will be. It just goes all slimy and disgusting. So that's the plan. You may be wondering, why didn't we use the straw blower? Because I'd have as much on the beet as I would everywhere else. Might be too bad today because it's windy, but the other side of it too is the straw has to be taken off before we put in the washer chopper, because the straw only just gets tangled and everything in it. So we're hoping the leaves will be easier because you just have to pull off the leaves as we go, not forking off a heap of straw. The last time I done this was in 2015 when we had 28 acres of beet and we had beet everywhere. We had beet here, beet there, beet in the dung pit, everywhere was full of beet. Anyways, I'll put the camera on time lapse. Me and Liv are going to start putting out, and also walking on the beet is a nightmare, but we'll get it done. we get it done.
Somewhere between love and madness, I gave up all the sadness.
He's the beet covered. So I took 3 bales. That third bale just was needed. Father Phil was in the yard for a minute and gone again. He said that the forecast he's seen says -8 tonight, which will definitely do harm. So the face is exposed because we're working at it. So it's not going to affect it too much. It's really and truly the stuff, the further back you go, that's really the stuff that needs the most amount of straw. So we worked it most amount and it got a little bit lighter as we went along. But hopefully it works as intended, because we should be able to just pull leaves off as they fall down and just put them to one side, throw them in for bedding, dump them, whatever. It should be handily done. That's really it. Anyways, Liv wants to take a picture of me here for the thumbnail on top of the pile. Starting to get cold again now. Everything else, so the other things that you usually do when you get these cold temperatures is antifreeze in tractors. That was all done back in October. Everything got topped up. Drain the pumps in the sprayers, power washers, all that stuff. Again, that was done in October. And that's really it. We're as prepared can be. That needed to be done with the heavy minuses that are coming. If we got a fall of snow, that would protect it. The other thing, if you had a self-propelled harvester or a harvester that didn't pull by leaves, you may be tempted to leave that in the ground and pull it as you more or less need it. But we had to pull it before the leaves fell off. One thing we may go and do, if -8 is coming, I might go and open a pipe that's in the orchard for just having water out there. It's part of the supply line that goes to the bulls, because that shed did freeze on us. Not last year, but the year before, and that could be an issue. So if I turn that on to a wee dribble, that'll keep it open. And that's the thing, do you start opening pipes on drinkers to get them to dribble to keep them going, or do you not? That is the thing. And you may be wondering when you're watching this video, -4. Some of you continental Europe or North America will go, that's nothing. Well, to here in Ireland, last year I don't think we had any real cold spell at all. And if you want to follow someone who's quite good, Carlo Weather, I seen him saying it could be -10 next week, but it's up for debate. He's quite good to follow just for things. He's talking a good bit of snow maybe coming the weekend, and that'll totally shut down the country. This country does not handle snow or cold weather once it goes past -4. Once -3 into -4, that's when you start to see issues. Some places are better than others. Ours isn't. Ours is up to there, and then after that, it's underground, goes to the shed, it goes up behind the back of the shed, it freezes. Slatted shed, the same. Things to be sorted in the future as we go through doing different things with different sheds. But look, that's it. We're as prepared can be. So we're going to leave it at that for today's video. We have, will the farm survive this very cold weather? We'll get through it. It's just, if we have to start moving the Bowser to different sheds, that's when it gets a bit tricky. We may have to put a tanker on the go if it does get really bad, but apart from that, we'll be fine. Anyways, look, how are you faring now on your own farms? Anyone with frozen pipes yet? Anyone looking forward to seeing some snow? We're going to leave it at that for today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from me. Good luck.